Good afternoon, Stefan. My name's Tammy.
Morning, Tammy.
Hi, it's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you feeling today?
I'm okay, I think.
You think you're
I
okay?
think so.
Okay. Well, it's really nice to meet you. I understand that you've come to us to just talk a little bit about some issues that have been coming up in your life, and I'm here to help. So why don't you share with me what it is that you've come into the office today?
Well, just feeling a little overwhelmed with work, family. I guess I'm drinking a little bit too much in my wife's eyes, and I guess if I look at it a little bit too, I guess I am probably having a little bit too much.
Okay, so do you feel that your drinking is causing you some problems in other areas of your life?
Yeah, I mean, I started my own business a couple of years ago. It started off great. Part of business is getting new clients, and that tends for, we have to go out. We go out for dinner. I'll have a drink with dinner, and then one turns into two, and then after clients leave, I can continue to drink sometimes even after my meetings are finished. When I'm at home, I'll have a drink.
Okay.
Just tends to, I think it eases my nerves and calms me down a little bit.
Okay. Okay, even here today, it appears that you're feeling a little bit perhaps nervous.
For sure,
anxious.
never done this before, and
Okay.
I don't like reaching out for help. I think I can control things myself, and
Okay.
I don't like reaching out for help or asking for help.
Okay. All right, so I know you've already spoke to issues with your drinking, that you feel it's causing you some problems in your life. I just want to ask you a few simple questions just so we can understand, the pervasiveness of these problems, okay? So have you ever felt like you needed to cut down on your drinking?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's always been in my life, even as a young kid. It's always been in my family.
Okay.
My parents drink. Social events, family events, it was always around. I had it at a very young age. It's always been part of my life.
Always been part of your life, okay. So up until recently, you don't really feel like there's been too much of a problem?
I don't think so. I mean,
okay.
no.
Okay, just part of
just
life as you know it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you feel that people around you ever get annoyed or criticize your drinking?
My wife has been, she's brought it to my attention. Again, so I started my own business a couple of years ago. Trying to get new clients, take them out for dinner, have a drink or two with dinner, and sometimes I would just continue after the clients would leave. I would just continue drinking and find myself drunk, passed out, don't remember how I got home, so on and so forth, and
Okay, so, and obviously, as you've mentioned, this is causing some problems between you and your wife.
Yes.
Okay. And I understand you have a little boy.
I do, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what do you feel is your involvement, with regards to the responsibilities of looking after him?
Well, I mean, my biggest responsibility in my eyes is just financially looking after him.
Okay.
Supporting, putting a roof over his head, food in his belly, and clothes on his back, and make sure he has everything he needs, kind of thing. I don't relate to him. I don't, he's young. I don't get to spend a lot of time with him because I am working a lot
For sure.
Look after him and that, and I just I don't get to spend a lot of one-on-one time with him, unfortunately.
Sure. Okay. All right. And as a business owner, that obviously makes sense. Your company is very young, and obviously you're a very dedicated worker and a hard worker.
Yeah.
So, I think that's really important to recognize that as one of your strengths, your ability to provide for your family. That's definitely a positive. Have you felt guilty about your drinking?
No, I don't think so. Again, because it's always been there. I don't.
Not particularly.
Never really thought about it that way. Feeling guilt about it.
Okay. And have you ever felt a need for a drink first thing in the morning? sometimes we call those eye openers. If you wake up in the morning and you're feeling really, really jittery and you reach out, for a drink.
I mean, I've never, no, I mean, it's just, no, probably not. I mean,
Okay.
if it's there, I would have one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. It sounds like because you have your focus on work, though, perhaps that when you wake up, that might be the first thing that's on your mind.
Yeah, work is my focus. But again, everything even with work related is, again, going out with clients for dinner, lunch, and would always have a drink.
Sure. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. So going back again, you've mentioned, I'd just like to touch on some of your family supports. So you're obviously identifying some issues with your wife not, being supportive of so much drinking. What about other family supports? Do you have other relationships or other people who live close by?
My wife's family is here.
Okay.
I have a sister. She's way up north, kind of thing. But it's just really my wife's family. My family's back home.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that's about it, really.
Okay. And what about peers or friends? Do you have other people who you socialize with? No.
Any socializing I do is always work related.
It's always work related. Yeah. Okay. All right. And what about your living situations? Do you own your own home?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. And that's considered a stable environment for you?
Yeah. I mean, my wife would like something bigger.
Okay.
Not just adds to the pressure of performing at work and making more money, and it's just another stressor.
Sure. Yeah. It definitely seems to me like you are under a lot of perceived stress as far as being able to provide for your family.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll take a little look at that a little later on in our assessment here, okay?
Yeah.
I'd just like to ask you a couple of questions. Do you use any other kind of substances other than alcohol?
No.
No, okay. Have you ever?
No.
No, it's always been just alcohol related?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And as for your employment status and your education, what is it exactly that is your line of work?
I'm a structural engineer.
Structural engineer, okay. That must have taken quite a bit of education to get there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so that's great. And other than the stressors financially that you feel that your work is, contributing to your overall quality of life, like, do you enjoy your work?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, sometimes I think maybe that I should just close my business down and go back to my original employer, but then I go back there and I perceive how people are going to look at me. Oh, he went out and he's a failure, kind of thing. And
okay.
That's, it's tough. I mean, a little bit of an ego kick if I were to go back and
sure.
not, go back, and it would be to me, and again, some of my colleagues might perceive it as being a failure. Like,
okay.
He went out on his own, he couldn't do it, and
okay.
he's coming back,
So that sounds to me like the perception of other people that that they might feel that. How would you feel about that more? Like, if you were to take a look at how you really feel about that, how would you feel if do you think it would relieve a lot of stress if you were to close up your own business, or do you feel that it would also add to the sense of failure?
I think a little bit of both. I mean, I want to succeed, and going out and not making the business success would be, to me, it would be a problem. It would be a failure.
Okay.
It would be, and again, it would add to the stress of, hey, you tried and couldn't do it.
Okay. And just with regards to your work and your drinking, do you ever miss work because of your drinking?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
And do you ever drink while you're at work?
Again, I mean, we'll go, if I have a client meeting, go out for lunch,
Okay.
so I'd have a drink or two at lunch.
Okay.
Dinners, again, taking clients out for dinner, definitely would have drinks
Okay.
at dinner and stuff like that.
But
So,
as far as you're concerned, most of this is like social, and building the business as far as the relationships go in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now I've noticed you've mentioned a couple of times now stress around finances and your financial situation. Are you able to handle everything financially right now, or is it just the pressure to perhaps do even better, in the eyes of your wife and
well,
to achieve more?
yeah, I mean, we're managing. It's always nice to have a nest egg and have more.
Okay.
So I mentioned my wife mentioned a few times she would like a bigger house. Our in-laws live with us, so it would be, and that just puts more pressure on me to sell more, go out more, get more clients, make more money, and it's just a whole,
Yeah,
just it's all interrelated.
adds to it all
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now just to shift gears a little bit, do you do anything for fun?
No, I mean most of my time is spent working.
Okay.
Don't have a lot of downtime.
Okay. Okay, so, and is there anything, like, do you have any hobbies or anything that you used to do that you would like to get back to, or, things for fun that you feel like you're missing out on?
I mean, I like cars, but I'd like to get an old car, but financially it's just not possible. But then, if I think about it, I want to get that, then I got to work harder, and then it's all interrelated. It goes
Okay.
back to money, working hard, getting clients.
Sure.
More you do that, more you got to drink.
Okay. Okay.
Drinks are involved.
Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, do you have any legal consequences at all, or any, charges pending for any reason or anything like that? No. Okay. Okay. Just got a few more topics to touch on,
Yep.
and okay. So, do you have any health concerns with regards to your drinking?
Nope.
No. Do you have do you feel that you've got the ability to relax?
To relax, I would have a drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about difficulties sleeping?
I don't sleep a lot. I mean, I lie down, and I guess it all goes back to how to keep the business afloat. And
Okay.
so,
Okay.
I'm not, if I get 5-6 hours, would probably be about it.
Okay. All right. And do you feel down or depressed?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Do you feel lonely?
Yeah, I mean, everything I do is work. It's work related. As I mentioned before, I don't spend a lot of time with my son because I'm trying to provide for him. And yeah.
Okay. And do you find it difficult to express your feelings?
Yeah, I keep everything inside. I guess it's a bit of a macho man thing, kind of thing. I don't talk about.
Okay. Now, what about your temper? Do you feel like you express things, in an angry fashion?
Yeah. As I've gotten older, it's shorter. Living in a big city, traffic just is crazy. It adds to it.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely I would probably say my temper is worse than it was years
Okay.
ago.
So a bit of a short fuse, perhaps.
My wife would probably say yeah.
Okay, I don't want to put words in your mouth. And do you think that you have any difficulty with any other relationships other than the strain that you're experiencing with your wife?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay. Do you have any low energy or drive? How's your energy level?
At the end of the day, I'm done. I'm tired,
Okay.
kind of thing. But
Okay.
don't really pay that much attention to it.
Okay. Okay. And do you feel hopeless about the future, or do you feel like you experience quite a bit of hope?
Right now, I would say it's not good.
Not
Yeah,
good
I mean,
now.
business is slow, and yeah, it's a lot concerning. It's very concerning.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can see that whenever the work issue comes up, it seems to just definitely you seem like you get a little bit more stressed and
Yeah,
tense.
for sure.
Okay. All right. So let's just take a little shift with regards to your physical health. When was your last medical examination?
Can't even remember.
Oh goodness. Okay. Long time.
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that would be years ago?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. And do you have any physical handicaps or impediments that might impede any kind of treatment that you might seek for your alcohol use?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Have you ever had any blackouts or seizures?
I mean, I've passed out from drinking.
Okay.
Said I've gotten home and have no clue how I've gotten home.
Okay. Okay.
I guess that's a blackout, pass out.
Yes.
I guess it's
Yes, that's
kind of the same thing.
it is. Yes, indeed. Okay. And do you have any other previous health problems?
No.
No. Okay. And do you use any other types of medications?
I mean, I'll take Tylenol, get rid of the hangover in the morning sometimes.
Okay.
But, that's about it.
Okay. Now, have you ever been diagnosed with any type of depression or anxiety?
No, I haven't been to the doctor, so no.
Okay. Okay. How do you feel that your emotional health is overall?
My emotional health?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. So not really sure. Okay. Okay. Let's just see. We're almost complete this part, and then I think I'm just gonna do a quick little screen for anxiety for you, okay?
Yeah.
Because I do feel that's sort of a prevailing issue with something I'm picking up here, and a lot of the time there can be some concurrent issues with mental health and substance use, so it's important for us to screen for both, okay?
Yeah.
So just before we get to that, do you have any concerns about any abuse or violence within your family?
No.
No, okay. Were you ever physically, emotionally, or sexually assaulted or abused?
No.
Now or as a child?
No.
No. Have you ever physically, emotionally, or sexually assaulted or abused anyone?
No.
No, okay. All right, and do you have any issues or involvement from the CAS with regards to the care for your child?
No.
No, they've never been notified of
No.
anything. Okay, all right, great. Okay, so as mentioned, I'm just going to do a quick little screener for anxiety, if that's okay, and
Sure.
we can see if that might be another area that we might want to explore, okay?
Yep.
So do you often feel nervous, anxious, or on edge? And these questions, I'd like you to think of them over the last 14 days, okay? So over the last 14 days, have you felt nervous, anxious, or on edge? And the answers can be not at all, several days out of those 14 days, more than half the days, or nearly every day. Okay, so
Probably more than half.
more than half.
Yeah.
Okay. Not being able to stop or control worrying.
Probably constantly.
Constant, so nearly every day?
Yeah.
Okay. Worrying too much about different things.
No, no. I mean, it's work.
It's work. Okay. Okay. So one specific thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Trouble relaxing. Not at all, several days, more than half the days, or nearly every day?
Probably every day.
Every day,
Yeah.
okay. Being so restless that it is hard to sit still.
Yeah, probably you'll see that.
Okay, all right, nearly every day?
Yeah.
Okay. Becoming easily annoyed or irritable.
Probably every day.
Every day, okay. And feeling afraid as if something awful might happen.
I know. occasionally maybe.
Occasionally,
Yeah.
so maybe several days?
Yeah, probably.
Not more than half the days,
No,
though.
no.
Okay. Okay, so how difficult have these problems made it for you to do your work, take care of things at home, or get along with other people? And the answers for this are not difficult at all, somewhat difficult, very difficult, or extremely difficult.
Probably say very difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe I just want to ask you now some questions about whether or not you've ever had any treatment for any of your issues before, so that we can plan out how we're going to best, point you in a direction that will help you feel better about things at home, and that you feel like you've got other ways to cope, okay? Have you ever had any kind of treatment pertinent to your drinking or anything?
No.
No, okay. All right, and you've mentioned you've never had any type of counseling or treatment for emotional or family or marital problems?
Nope.
No, okay. Okay. Now what's your view of treatment? Like, how do you feel about being here today?
Took a lot of energy and willpower to get here.
Okay, a lot of convincing?
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, it's a sign of weakness.
Okay. Did you come here willingly, or did you come here, as a result of your wife, putting some pressure on you?
Definitely would be for my wife.
Okay, all right. Now, do you feel that though is, an important enough factor in your life that you would want to do this for yourself? If
Yeah,
it
for
meant
sure. I mean,
improving your relationship with her?
yeah, I care about her. I love her. I want her to be happy. I want her to be looked after, and
Okay.
if it's
Okay. Now, do you think that any of your issues as they relate to your anxiety and your worry, do you think it's possible that any of those could be caused by your drinking, or do you feel that your drinking is still a way for you to perhaps control some of those things?
probably a little bit of both.
A little bit of both,
Yeah.
eh? Okay. Now, there haven't been any crisis issues in your family that have caused you to come here today, have there?
No.
No. Okay. So, just trying to gauge what your commitment is to getting better and seeking help for your drinking, and also, I believe that there are some issues with anxiety. So what do you think your impression is of your substance use problem? If you were to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10, where it's not a serious problem, 1 is not a serious problem, and 10 indicates a serious problem, where would you place it?
7.
A 7? Okay. All right. Thank you for your honesty there. Okay. And as I mentioned, we're almost going to wrap up here. And I really like to wrap up by just talking about some of the strengths that you've indicated, to me here today. It's really clear to me that you're, a very devoted family man, really interested in supporting your family and doing well for them.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people use substances, they do use them to help them cope with some stresses in everyday living, right? So, it's important to recognize that your substance use can often be, a way to manage those things, okay? It's when we start to feel that the substance use is the cause of further issues that it's really important to perhaps seek better ways to, to cope and manage those daily stressors, okay?
Yeah.
So any kind of treatment plan that we come up with for you will be based around trying to make the quality of your life better, okay? Does that sound good for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So with regards to your goals for treatment, if you were to, identify the most important aspects or reasons for, getting help in this area, what do you see those to be?
I guess it's just that it's not something they turn to cope. stress, work, family issues, that you need to find something else to deal with those things.
Okay. Now, I'm thinking, that probably a good place to start might be to refer you to an outpatient program that we have here in town. And it's an educational program around the harms of substance use. And it can also, help identify some of these tools that we keep referring to as far as managing your stresses. So if you were to be able to attend a group program like that, it would mean a few hours per week of a commitment. Do you think that would be something you'd be able to commit
Yeah,
to?
I could probably commit to that. Yeah.
Able to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's really great, and that would be a good starting point for us, okay? Okay, so I'm going to do some background checking as to when we can actually start a treatment plan like that, okay?
Okay.
And I have your email address already on file, so I'll be
Yeah.
able to send over all of that information to you so we can set up a start date, okay?
Okay. Perfect.
And I just want you to know that, treatment is possible, and, there is hope for all of these issues to get better, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad that I'm here to help you
Great.
in starting this process,
Thank
okay? All right,
Great.
thank you so much, Steve. Okay, take care.
Thank you.